hierarchy of race like that developed by Morton, Knott, and Glidden, and still deployed today by white supremacists, cannot be sustained if not one but two great black civilizations arose in Africa at the dawn of history. It is therefore entirely appropriate and even necessary to confront constructions of race for Nubia and Egypt in the recent past and acknowledge both civilizations as African and black.
So did you face any of that type of backlash or harsh feedback from your stance on ancient Egypt?
So yes, but interestingly, I haven't received any harsh feedback from Egyptologists. When I go around and I give talks on this subject, the Egyptologists who've been in the audience of my talks are very receptive, and they think that this is really important work and that I need to keep forging ahead with it. But I have gotten negative feedback, especially over email from Egyptians. So it's an interesting conundrum where there are some Egyptians who will tell me, I mean, these are people I don't know who are just like finding out how to contact me and send me an email and say, what you're doing is wrong. The ancient Egyptian culture was not a black culture. Modern Egyptians are not black people. What you're doing is dangerous. You need to stop saying this, which of course, I'm not going to stop saying this. And I try to explain what my work is about. And I also try to explain, you see, our perspective in America on what black is different from a lot of the rest of the world. And so I try to explain our American context of that word. But yeah, I've definitely gotten some harsh feedback.
First off, the Egyptians, of course, were African, and we have evidence from Herodotus and other sources that Africans tended to be black, that they were a range of colors that would constitute black today, and they were actually, the Greek words that are used for them is black.
Now, don't misunderstand me. I am not saying that the ancient Egyptians were not black as we Americans perceive it. They were. The way we define black, with mixed race one drop rule, the way we define black as a positive thing, the Egyptians were black.
So you're suggesting maybe these people migrated north?
Yes, or their culture did, and them. Really east to the Nile Valley, east and north.
East and north.
Yeah.
I see. So today in Egypt, the archaeologists often refer to, and I've been there, to connections between ancient Egyptian culture and the Sumerian culture and the Crete culture and the Persian culture. Yet when you visit Egypt, especially around Aswan in the southern part of the Nile, you see mostly black people.
Yes, yeah, and we know from the anthropological evidence that the people just predating the dynastic civilization in the Nabta Playa region were black African people.
I can sympathize with the impulse to sort of to be very strident, to be very argumentative, to be very certain, to act very certain about the blackness of the ancient Egyptians, because for the longest time, the very longest time, there was this prevailing idea that black is Africa and Africa is less than, right? That no matter what happens, no matter how you cast it, anytime you fall on the wrong side of that dividing line between black and not black, even not between black and white, whatever's coming from that black side is going to be less than. And it took people being willing to challenge that orthodoxy, and sometimes in a very ill-informed way, right? Sometimes, it just took people coming up and going, I feel like this, and so I'm going to say it and make it right. And it turns out they actually were in some ways, right? Because now we can look at Egypt and say the ancient Egyptians are an African civilization. These are people that, by and large, we probably would have looked at and thought, oh, these are black people.
When it comes to the 25th dynasty, a lot of people are going to commonly call them the Black Pharaohs. You see it online, there's books written entitled that, so on and so forth. Do you feel like that distinction has to be made. And how I ask that is, I've noticed online a lot of people don't seem to think that for some reason you could be black and be Egyptian. And I've always kind of disagreed with that, because I feel like even though the ancients weren't colorblind per se, I feel that you could be black and be Egyptian. Would you say that is correct?
Yes, I think so. For instance, as I told you before, this kind of, for instance, of Nubian warriors that were settled in Egypt, at some time they were living a perfectly Egyptian life, and they collaborated with the Egyptians and so on. I don't know if you have in mind, for instance, it's the representation of people carrying a Colossus statue. There are rows of people, of young people, young soldiers, something like that. And you find Nubians, Egyptians, Libyans, and so on. There was this kind of idea that the local rulers rule, in fact, over say, multicultural society, probably in which the military component was quite important. Military contingents made Nubians, of people from Asia, from Libya, and so on. So I think it was perfectly normal that these people, they were black, so they married Egyptians, or inversely, Nubian women, they married Egyptians, and so on. I think there is some evidence, for instance, in the documents of the New Kingdom, of this kind of, I don't know, of marriage between people from different geographical or cultural or ethnic roots. I think it was no problem at all. As I said before, they could reach very important positions in the kingdom. And for instance, in the late Bronze Age, it was quite normal that very high, Nubians, so very high local position, they built their wonderful and excellent tombs in Egyptian style. They reached important positions in the Egyptian administration, so on. So why not, when black people or people from Nubia, they became far out, well, they continue to represent themselves, sometimes with their very distinctive physical characteristics, and so on. It was, I think, no problem at all.
I've worked in prisons now for 18 years. That was my first time I'd been in a prison. And the teacher who picked me up at the stations, she said, well, you are looking at this as Africa. And I was like, well, yeah, of course I am. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, because she said that's how they, my students see it. And I said, well, how else would they see it? And I remember her looking slightly confused, and then the first sort of interaction I had with one of her students was he came in the room and he said, ancient Egypt is Africa. And I went, yeah, of course. And I think he thought I hadn't heard him properly. And he said, I said it was like African, as in black African. And I'm like, yeah, and what's your point? And I think it was only really that after that experience that I thought, am I in some kind of bubble here or something? And I started to actually look into the sort of background, really, the sort of, which we're starting to talk about a little bit more in terms of colonial approaches, but still not directly the racism that Egyptology is founded upon. And at that point, it was almost like a sort of light bulb moment. I thought, well, why is this still the case when we, are we still stuck, 100 years sort of previously in this kind of racist ideology? Why is nobody challenging this? Because other disciplines had. So anthropology had looked very hard at itself in terms of looking at its colonial kind of past. It just seemed that Egyptology was kind of almost stuck there, and it didn't really want to talk about it. So for me, it always was African. It was a bit of a shock to me when I actually started looking a bit deeper into this, and then started having conversations with people and seeing how they responded to that.
I think that the further back in history you go, the blacker the Egyptians are. And by black, I don't merely mean dark skin, but also with other Negro characteristics.
You have spent much of your life studying the history of the ancient Egyptians. Who were the ancient Egyptians? How did they look?
Voilà, les Égyptiens anciens ressemblaient à cette tête que vous voyez. Voici le premier roi de la terre.
Here you have the first king of the earth, the very first. And the Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians, looked like this man?
Cet homme a des traits, si vous voulez, plus, comme nous disons, vous m'aviez dit tout à l'heure de ne pas employer un terme, mais sur le plan scientifique, c'est un terme consacré. En tout cas, il a des traits de la race noire plus marqués que celles de presque tous ceux qui sont ici dans cette salle.
You can see that he has those traits that are associated with the black
feature.
Those features associated with the black race, which are even more pronounced than many of the people here. It was this man who unified the Nile Valley from Upper to Lower Egypt, and this was 3,300 years before Jesus Christ.
Yes. Je passe donc, ce que je vais dire avant de passer au suivant, c'est que vous allez le voir donc déjà d'après ses traits et les traits aussi des pharaons qui vont suivre.
You can see by his features and those of the pharaohs and kings that will follow it
que les anciens Égyptiens n'étaient pas des blancs qui seraient devenus progressivement noirs et en perdant leurs traits.
You can see that they were not people that were started as whites and became progressively more black.
Mais qu'au départ, c'était des noirs authentiques qui, à la basse époque, vont se métisser avec des blancs.
They were instead black people, an authentic black people, but which never ceased to be blacks.
Donc, attendez, je dis en un mot. Donc, vous voyez que les anciens Égyptiens étaient des noirs comme tous les autres naturels de l'Afrique, c'est tout.
You can see that the first the Egyptians were black men, like black men that you see in Africa now.
Peace, what up? Oh, my mic was, hold on. So I was going off the damn camera mic the other day. I don't like that. Let me know if you can hear a difference when I get closer. What's up? Hope everybody having a cool day. Just chilling, doing their thing. I was like in the middle of one of my studies and I started taking it a bit more serious, right? And now I was just listening to the translations. Peace to Suave. What's up? I just was listening to the translation. But it was only one out of those 10 PhDs that was in French. Right? Anyway, I was just chilling. Something forced me back into some ancient Egyptian grammar books. So this is what I'm staring at. So we're going to learn some stuff today about some glyphs that we encounter. And the reason why we mess up those particular glyphs is because we haven't went into that section of, I don't want to say the lexicon. Right? Yeah. So I'm looking at this text right here. And after looking at it all morning and just reading it in little sections, I was like, you might as well, it'll be faster for me to transliterate this whole text than just sitting around playing. And I have a reason. The reason why is because of this. Any of us can go and read the translations, but at certain times, if I can find them, I haven't even went out my way to find them. I know we can find them. They're probably in the TLA, and I know right where to find them because it's a Kemet. It's in the Simroset Kemets. Matter of fact, that's gonna make me pull it up. But that's making it too easy. because this book didn't come with no translations that I found. It ain't got none in it. And so I was like, let's attack this. And this is when you really learn how to read the glyphs. Everything else is fun and it's cool. But until you start actually translating the whole text by yourself, not even by yourself, in groups like we do, that's when you can start to learn the language. So, again, in my last series of debates, my understanding of the language was high. It wasn't like perfect, expert level. It's like really good intermediate student, right? But that's just from a collection of, I stay in the text, so when I'm thinking back to the past, I used to be in dictionaries a lot, more than I'm in dictionaries now. Because I wanted to increase my vocabulary of the language, and that's often useful. You could do that, that's fine. But it ain't really helping you read the language. What dictionaries will help you do, probably if you already know the phonetic glyphs or whatever, what the dictionary will help you do is know words. It'll help you know words. Then you'll start to know a lot of words, and you can notice those words in sentences, and you start pointing out the words in the sentences. That's kind of like reading. But that ain't really reading, right? Because imagine somebody looking at a book that you got and there's a complete sentence there, and they go, that's car right there, and that's go, and that's you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really reading, but you could start kind of get the meaning of it. Now the only thing is, the secret is knowing the grammar. And I like to simplify things. I don't like to be talking about no grammar and have it sound, because I hated English class. And I made my living with words. But I didn't like English class. I didn't really have no need to know none of that stuff at that time. Right now, I feel it's more a necessity. And picking up on some of the things that I did not know, it's hella easy in this day and age. So this is, I thought, see at the bottom the hymn to Sin Rosetta is about to start. But I didn't snip the name. For some reason I cut off the name of this text. But it's on the same, what's that papyrus? The Calhoun papyri, and the Calhoun papyri and it's called Gurbon, the Gurbon papyrus. And this is where we find this term here, which they say means Egyptians. We already proven that it couldn't mean Egyptians. That word wasn't out yet. Right? So what you call that is when the chronology is off, called an anachronism. That's like, all right, I took on the rap name Casual in about the 9th grade. Right? Now, if you find some of my text from the 5th, I wrote raps in the 5th and 6th grade. I didn't write them as Casual, but I wrote raps in the 5th and 6th grade. I had another rap name. My peers in the 5th and 6th grade they didn't know anything about casual because I thought of that name in the 9th grade. So if you found a text that said my rapping name in the 5th grade, you can't say it's casual. That's not what that says on the paper. Because in the 5th grade, I had not thought of casual yet. And all the people who knew me and knew I rapped, no one called me casual. It's the same thing with Kemet and Egypt. If Egypt come with the Greeks, then the people who wrote this was not saying Egypt or Egyptians. That's just simple, right? The people who read this could not have been referring to a word that they don't know yet. They had to have been referring to what they know. And what they knew about this term is that the root is black. Hey, if any, hey, go on and shoot them bots. If any bots pop up talking about something we ain't talking about, man, feel free to pop them fools. That's your bow. All my archers got bows out here, poo, 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 because it just be stupid. We be trying to build. We ain't thinking about Trump, bro. Go on somewhere with that. Anyway, we think about ancient African languages, right? And the root to this was black. The normal way, I made Gronk or Chat GPT or whatever y'all like admit it was Chat GPT. And we played a game. And it was make AI say what you wanted to say about your research in 5 questions, right? And in 5 questions, I wanted AI to say that ancient Egyptians was black. You feel me? I thought I heard my phone ringing. And in 5 questions, I made him say it because what I did was made it adhere to the grammar. And in ancient Egyptian language, this is the word right here, right? The word is Kemet. It has a line through it. Don't worry about that. They talking about this section was broken off or whatever. But he could see the beginning of the Kim and the T. It got the Kemet right. We got 2 people and we got 3 strokes. Let me do something real quick. Thank you. I had to make it so I couldn't see the chat for a moment, but I'll be back. We got the Kemet right here, the word. The root of this word is black. Right? Now, black is an adjective. When you form a noun out of an adjective, sometimes you don't have to say the name of what that noun is. Right here, we got what's called determinatives, which help you determine what's black. Strangely enough, this is how the language works. But when people are found in this position, in the determinative position behind the term Kim or Kemet, they say it's not black people. They say it is Egyptians. Now, if you think about it, we just can use our logical mind. Do you think a 12th? I just did my analogy about me being in the 5th grade rapping under. I was jamming J. I wasn't casual. No, so do you think that anyone in the 5th grade could have said that what I wrote on the paper said casual? Well, likewise, we know this can't say Egyptians. To be fair to their argument, let's propose that, well, you know, you just been playing semantics. Say I'm being semantic right now, and they meant the people who occupy the areas that we know as Egypt today. Well, we would infer that because this name Kemet, black, or the black one, or that which is black. This name Kemet is also the name of Egypt. It is the name of Egypt. But we don't see anything here, right? And I'm going to speak to that. Because like I explained, it was the name that predated. It was before the term Egypt. But we have to talk about that in a minute. Right here, we don't see anything to indicate that they're talking about a nation. They're talking about people here. You see the argument that people make when we see Israel on the Mur and Patah stele. People say it's not a nation there. It's just people. Right? And it was to prove that they wasn't talking about a nation. Well, this would be the same. And I argue that this is not, thank you, Reggie. I argue that this is not a Kemet to you. It is a mistake for us to see these glyphs and call everything a TU. Watch how many times we see these glyphs here and we don't call nothing a TU. Here go right here. Is this the pot to you? No, this is not the pot to you. This is simply the pot. Dignitaries or noblemen or just patrons of the earth. It depends on who's talking about them. But you see these people here? Patrons of the earth. Pot. P-A-T. We don't say pot to you. Let me find another one where it's got the people behind it. And it ain't going to be a to you. Because you really don't say that every time you see them people. So I agree, Reggie. And I don't even think, I mean, if they had to vocalize it, they would have probably vocalized it the way you wrote it. Right? But let's get to reading. Let's get to reading. And shout out to the new person who's saying we should go to Gronk. But trust me, we got people in the chat who could probably read as good as Gronk. Right? And we use tools to verify. You can watch, you can sit around and watch. As we attack this from this upper right-hand corner, the portion of the text that's sticking out here seems to be preceding, the beginning. We know from various ways, but that's the beginning. So somebody in the chat, I ain't even got to do it. Somebody in the chat could write what this say. I'll help, because it's not just high as it appears, but it is high-e way. Remember that. Now this is a tricky one. So first I can show people who aren't familiar with how we get down on this channel by pulling up a dictionary, and we could have all things on the screen. So what I'm gonna type is a H, maybe a lowercase h, capital A and an I, right? And it should say praise. It'll say praise. Oh, this is the wrong high. So let me do it right. I'm gonna do all lowercase. No, hold on. Let me pull this up for you. Maybe a capital. So I'm just going through different transliteration schemes to make, there it go. So notice here, but this is a different one. It says a screech or a falcon. This is the one you want to rejoice, but this is just writing the word in shorthand, see? And it's not the shortest hand they could write it in. All they did was put an H, and then they put two determinatives to let you know what they're talking about already. So in Medu Netcher, we call these, well, some will call these the exalted arms, right? Our arms of praise. So you're never gonna probably see a glyph with a person doing this that ain't really talking about some form of praise. See, to exalt. Here's another form of it, but it's like, hey, right? Well, all you got to do is go back and look at what we're looking at, and you'll see the man standing with his arms up with an H and an A in front of it. But don't be confused. This is a verbal praise because they put this determinative with the man with his mouth, and then this is the we. So why is this way back here after the determinatives? Because I'm going to show you. If you put this word in the dictionary, it's not going, now you ain't going to like this, but this going to turn out to be something like Red and Method Man. Right? And I'm going to prove it. One of their most popular songs, Red Man and Method Man. Let me show you. All right, so look, to exalt. What is to exalt? I'm going to say to exalt is to make high. This isn't the one we're looking at, right? Maybe I'm wrong about exalting. The one we're looking at has to have the arms going up like this. So that's a screech, but we're not doing the screech. You can also mourn something, but notice these words is different in the front a little bit. It's written out with different determinatives. I mean, not determinatives, but phonetic glyphs. So we've seen the one we want, which is praise. Where did it go? Here it go. Oh no, this ain't it. It'll still come. Damn, where did praise go? Man, I ain't seeing praise no more. Dance more. Screech well. Well, I know it means praise, but why don't I see praise anymore? Did I change it? Now they put a TU on this one, but it actually has a TU bird. And they trying to act like that ain't a TU bird, but they did it wrong. Oh, okay, I don't know, but we could talk about it. That probably ain't a TU bird. It look like the same bird here. I don't want to get distracted. I'm wondering why I can't find it saying praise anymore. I'm just gonna type praise. Right? Oh, so these are different ways to do it. You still see the exalted arms on almost every praise, right? But we're gonna find the proper word so you can see it again. Even though I showed it once, I lost it. So I'll pull it back up. It ain't a big deal. So most of the times when you see raised arms in the Medu Netcher, it's giving us praise. It's not this dual word. I showed y'all once. I just want to lock on it again. Look at all these different words we go through for praise. Oh, no, that's not what we're doing. Here we go. All right, here it comes. So now we just got the H, but I want the HA because I want the higher word. You can do this all day showing people stuff. But I'm going to roll through this text. After I show this, I'm going to roll through the text a bit faster and maybe just stop when we get stuck or whatever. It is praise or to celebrate something or someone. Exactly. That's what they mean by exalting. Shout out to Brother Reggie in the chat, one of my teachers. You see? Yeah, I went through heck of them, and for some reason it was hard to find the second time, but I thought I showed it once. All right? I thought I did. And so what's after that? Who's being praised? If that's the praise, then we got to see who's being praised. I'm just skimming through the dictionary. I'm going to stop doing the dictionary. It makes me sick. We do the text corpus. which I love. Let me see what this do. If I put that with a J, instead I got I. All right. Capital H, capital. That ain't a capital H. It might be a capital A. Ah. Oh well, I showed it once. Everybody knows it means to praise, but I'm not finding it in the book. I ain't tripping. I'm gonna have to go through all these, but this ain't nothing. I just want to hurry up and show it. There's plenty of ways to say this, right? What's up with J Mill? I'm just looking for the word for praise in the book just to show people, but I couldn't just find a simple version. And just starting out with this text right here. To exalt, to raise up. Oh, that's what it has said in the dictionary. To exalt. But I was just studying this morning, right? Again, and I just said, go live, go live. Here we go. Dang. We looked at it, it just had the H and the man, but everybody knows this is the same thing, and it got the Y right here. And we back to the text, it looked like this. But now this is a way on the end. This is why I wanted to ask y'all. If you put the way, and I could take you to the grammar book. I like qualifying everything, and really I'll be learning as I'm talking. So let me take you to the grammar book, right? And I'm gonna put in here. I'm gonna put WY. See if it'll pop up. Because this means how. See, it just popped up. See, you see that? That's what's at the end of our word. So that makes you ask how exalted. Look, you see the screen? It just happened that I went to the grammar book and I put dash WY, which means that it is a suffix. And that means you see these, it's exclamatory, it means how. So if we come back here and we see the WY right here, after exalted, I told you it was like Red Man and Method Man, but I'm saying how high. Now, who want to say that's wrong? You can say it, just raise your hand. That's not like I'm not poking out my chest when I say who want to say that's wrong. When I say who want to say that's wrong, what I'm doing is I'm going through my brain to see other ways that this could make any type of sense. So this is how high or how exalted, or I don't know how to say how praise. But it definitely has the way at the end of it. So how praiseworthy, I don't know. But then we got Netcher after that, right? Netcher. Then we got the man to let us know that this is the deity Netcher. Then we got the oo of plurality. So how high are the Netcher? That's kind of crazy, right? How exalted, you know, but you got to put that how on there. It's other things that let us know what I'm saying is true. And when we talk about learning the grammar, see, you don't just start a sentence in ancient Egyptian. There's certain ways you start them that indicate what type of sentence it is, right? So if you just start with a verb, then it might be a verbal construct. We know the sentence. You start with a noun or an adverb, it might be an adverbial construct. But if some things are stated as fact, some things are perspective, some things are interrogative, are interrogative, like like an interrogation. Like that's what they mean by interrogative, like you questioning something. But they said this is explicative or explanatory or whatever. Let me go back to the grammar book. He said it was exclamatory. Not how like a question, how with an exclamation mark. So how high is the Netcher? Is that wrong? How exalted is the Netcher? Then we got this ear, right? But this ain't right. I gotta make it wrong. I gotta go out. See, this is a longer word. And J Mill, you was right yesterday. I don't know about that other thing, but this was a D hand now that I figured out. Just look at this word. Somebody said how one praises the Netcher. Nah, because one ain't in here. Right? This is a determinative on the word for exalted. It got these two determinatives. Then we got we. So how exalted are the deities, are the Netchers? Then we see SRWD. This is a word for what? Protection or something? SRWD. Somebody can look it up. I'll do it. SRWD is right there. And it looks just like that. Recruits, that ain't it though. Strength, this is it. See, look. SRWD. It got that little hoop. It got that little hoop. and it got, I don't know, and it got strength. See, I got the chat be distracted me. Sorry about that. So I got this little hoop. So this is strength. Now, how high is how exalted is the strength of the Netchers? That's what I'm saying. The Netcher strength to me. Now, how, I mean, that gotta make some sense. Because we got Enek after that. That's making it dative. So when it's dative, for me, how something like, oh man, hold up. How something like exalted, right? How else would you read this? Is the Netcheru or the deities as, and this word when we just looked it up, SR. Now look at what you see in the dictionary. SRWD. Now look at the dictionary. SRWD, to strengthen, to perpetrate, or to make flourish. Let's see what fits. No, it's strength. Strengthen. Strengthen for you. Okay. It could be like how the praises of God, I'm just saying layman words, how the praises of God are strengthening for you. I'm saying for this N isn't typically a for, but you can force it to be a for. Let me show you. You might not shouldn't force that. Let me show you. I'm just gonna put an N. One of them gonna say for, bro. I want to see it say for. Through by, or let's say introduction to the agent. By on the part of, here go for, all right? So N could be for if it's dative. Remember, I said it was dative. So this is why all of these things behind the words we gotta learn. You can't just be letting it say something in here and you don't know what it means. Dative, my way to remember dative is think about going out on a date. How does that make sense? Dative means it's to are for someone. That's how I knew to read to you, because it's dative. See, so reading the glyphs, the grammar is making it. This is why it's like strengthening for you. And I'm saying, okay, I'm just looking at it like, okay, that inact is dative. Somebody could tell me it ain't. So what's the next word? It looks like it's pa, or no, it's paut, which is like bread or something. Paut. If it ain't bread, it looked like bread right here, but this ain't the normal way you write bread. You don't put two edges like this on bread. You put like a diamond in the center. This right here is something like bread. Paut, and we about to look it up. P-A-W-T, go to the dictionary. P-A-W-T. Oh, that must have been it. Is it a capital A? P-A-W-T. Paut. Primordial time? No, not that paut. See, this is different. We're looking for paut. Look, burden of illness. But he got a cup on his head. That ain't it. Offering cakes. I guess it is cakes. Because it got the thing right here. Let me make it bigger so everyone can see. Tell me this ain't the word. Paut. And we see the, you see that? Now let's go back to the text we're reading. See that? See, we switching from left to right. The text is written right to left, and the dictionary is from left to right. So Paul is starting right here at this P after the for you. Strengthening for you. Somebody can say strengthening to you, strengthening at you. But none of those make sense. I think how high is the power of the Netchers? Wait, it wasn't the power? How exalted are the Netchers? How exalted is the Netcher strengthening for you? Cakes don't make their cakes. So this is sin. This is just, well, is it a dependent pronoun? Sin. Their, right? So their cakes. Oh, okay. No, these ain't cakes then. Now that I've seen the next word. Look, we need another thing for cakes, because the next word is children. See? So maybe food or offerings. Because look, you see, house right here, sin, so it's the sin go on to the word before, so it's their cakes, or their food, or their, let me go back to the dictionary, offerings. They're offering children. Look, this is children. And this is cognate with our word, children. Keredu. So they offering their children, but who offering children? They're not offering. Their cakes, children, that don't make sense. Their food, children. This is the word paul, and it got the determinative. It's offering cakes, loaves, food. It's true. Oh, they're offerings for their children? Nah. Oh, look, your children. Yep, your children. This is an ek after the keredu, right? Keredu. And you see the children right here, so I don't have to tell y'all. Now, why this ain't a keredu to you? See? Every time you see A1, B1, and Z2, it's not a TU. As this would be keredu to you. Those related to children. No, these people are the actual word, children. And this is one of the best ways to get you to see. When they say Kemet, they the actual word. black. But this means your children. You see, the pronouns are suffixed afterwards. Anything anybody in the chat don't believe me saying, just ask me to pull that up. It's not going to be a challenge. This is how I learn too. So if you think something's off, all right, so I'm going to stop reading right now. And what I'm going to do right now is do the grammar of this next line. Because it makes more sense for you to see how it shows me how I can read, right? So we got food, then we got the pronoun their, so it's like their food. Now next we got, I ain't doing the grammar because I'm trying to start down here. Next we got children. This is just a noun, right? But this is a suffixed pronoun, ek. So when you see this, you pronounce ek. And it would make it your children. Now next, so we got a noun and a suffix pronoun. Now next, this is something you should all be able to identify. Even though it ain't ready, every time it come up, I always preamble it so you can know how to identify it. It appears to be a sejm NF form. Sejm is a verb. Now this doesn't say sejm. This is a verb form, sejm NF. Sejm is a verb that means to hear. Sejm NF means he has heard. And this is just a standard that we say, oh, we see that form about another verb, we call it sejm NF. I think this is sejm NF because it don't gotta be he right here. This is you. Now this word, this is an I. This looks like an I, right? An I. If you see an I just like this, if it's not on top of a throne, it means to do, to make, to create, to let, or to allow, right? So, first of all, if we go back, it says something about offering their children, their offerings, your children, I don't know, whatever. Their rations, they said this could be food, the rations for your children, but it don't really make sense. Let's keep going. This is to do, to make, or to create. Let me show you in the dictionary just because I like to do it. You type IR and you might see an I, right? When you see the I, it's going to say to do, to make, or to create. You see that I right now? But you're on a different word. You're on Erie 2. You don't want Erie 2. You just want ear, IR, just the I. And when you get just the I, not these, you need the I. That ear is something else. It means something completely different. So if you just get the I like this, let's go back. See, look, it's just the I. They saying eerie. That's hard to pronounce, but Iru, creator, one who creates, a maker. See, ear is a doer, one who does, one who makes. See, to make or to create when you just got the I. Right? Don't get this ear to eat because he got a hand to his mouth. It'll let you know the difference. He ain't got no hand to his mouth. He's a doer. He's a maker. He's a creator. And so if you know the meaning of that ear word is to do, to make, to create, let me show you in the TLA. I love the TLA better. Right? Then you know if you got sejm NF, you already know how to read. Because learning the grammar lets you know how to read. So I'm gonna put IR. No, I should put JR in this, right? Yeah, JR gonna give us ear, and we're gonna see the I, and it'll tell you right here. The act of seeing right now, but that's spelled out. That's not what you want to confuse it with. Basically, if it's the act of seeing, they probably would say that a lot of different ways, but all right, now I'm going too far. I just wanted to show the I, but it's showing this other one. But you've seen it in the dictionary already. So then, if that's that I and it got an N under it, and it got a ek. This is Sejm NF form. What is Sejm NF again? He has heard. So substitute the verb for what this verb is. And this isn't he. This is you. But the have is still there. You have made, you have created, you have allowed, you have permitted, you have let. Any of those will work, but you got to see what's next. This is going to say what he did. You have, now this is made, because the next word is tosh, a border. Tosh is a border. Tosh. You see the T and then the SH right here? There's even an A right here. TASH. Right? Tosh. If I take TASH and put it in here, it's going to say a limit or a border. Divide, share, limit to, but this ain't the same Tosh. You got to see a boundary. It means the same thing, but it's not the same glyphs. A border. Tosh, this is our Tosh. A boundary, a frontier district region. It's a border, the boundary. All right, so Tosh, a boundary or border. See, this the one we looking at, so we don't got the X. We got the, yes, we do got the X. See the X? So start right here. TASH, Tosh. Now, I'm not making it look easy, but I'm probably making it look more easy than it actually is, because I know how to parse these words, right? And so, and I know what to expect. Tosh is a border. So you have created a border, their border. Remember, this was their food. Every time you see this, look, it's the same thing. See? It says sin, sin, sin. It's a pronoun for their, right? Yep. So now we know about the children he was talking about. It's probably not really his children. Because why are you making a border for children? Up here. Your children, you have made their border. Now look what we got. Somebody would misread this. I used to always read this atef. See, you see a reed leaf, a bread loaf, and a horny viper snake, which would give us ATF, ITF, right? But this was a word for father. So you see a man and 3 strokes, so this is multiple fathers. So this is like ancestors. Now, if I take it here, I'm not going to put, notice this, I'm not going to put ATF or ITF. I'm going to put IT, and this is going to pop up with the F, and the F won't be transliterated. Watch this. IT, see, fathers, but, all right, I got to show you a different version, so you can understand that it's the same word. Now, strange, there it goes. So look, notice it says IT. This ain't even it because you can't tell either. But still, you see an F here. But the F ain't in the transliteration. I can show you with a better, here it is, another one. IT, but you see TF over here for father. This isn't TEF, it's OT. Still. So let me try to find the exact one we was on. So that's how I knew it was fathers. You don't got father. If you're talking about fathers, you're gonna go father, grandfather, great grandfather, then you're gonna be ancestors. Right? So too bad it says it so many times in this dictionary that that is confusing them. But here's other fathers too, and this is the another one too. But they all, even if you got the reed leaf, the T, and the F, you just put the I and the T. All right, and this is the same word. It just got 2 reed leaves. This got 1 reed leaf, T and the F. So this is fathers. Now what's that? This is the suffix pronoun again. This is the noun fathers. The suffix pronoun your fathers, your ancestors. Now this ain't gonna be as easy for somebody. And I even know I'm gonna zoom it out for the people who read the glyphs. And you can still mess up if you read the glyphs, trust me. Let me help you. And I think I'm helping. So normally when you see this by itself with an M behind it, the M is part of this. Let me show y'all in the glyph. If I come here and put I, Emmy, right? You're gonna see that thing. You see that thing? But wait, what you gonna? I want to show you the one with the M bird behind it. This is the same thing, look like a cross, called Emmy, right? But when you see it often, see you got the M bird behind it. Now let's talk about it. First of all, this is something negated or whatever. See, negates the verb. This ain't the one we're looking for. It will have these arms behind it. This Emmy, if you got the I arm behind, is a title. But what do we have here? Emmy Ba. This is why people would have messed this up. Who is in the presence of? Now this is hella clean because Emmy Ba, let's talk about the grammar of this. So what happens here is we got Emmy and then Ba after it. Ba written out, and then they go to phallus to let you know that is exactly what it's talking about. But check this out. I want you to peep gang. If I come to this and just put Mba, M-B-A-H, man, Mba need to pop up. Look, here go Mba. This is Mba. Now, this isn't Emmy Ba. Mba is just showing a foul. I'm going to show you another way to know it. It means in the presence of or before. There's better ways to show it. Here's Mba too, right? In the presence of. Mba in the presence of, before. So why are we dealing with an Emmy Ba? Emmy Ba still is giving us, look, I-M-Y-B-A-H, B, Emmy Ba. Emmy Ba, this is our term, but you don't see the read leaf. You only see this. Don't be confused that it's just in the there or not there, but yeah, it will be in the midst sometimes. Well, let me just put Emmy by itself. I-M-I. See, all right, he who is in, that's right. So yeah, okay, I remember. It's gonna be like that which is in all the time. I know people don't understand that, but all right, so you remember the term Emmy for overseer? This is the same Emmy from from overseer, and in an overseer it means means the mouth. Emmy in that instant means that which is in. That which is in the mouth, right? Now notice how it means that which is in still. That which is in front, Mba. So in the presence of what? Greatness, right? Your greatness. Wait, now we got an NX. So either this is dative. So this is greatness, but this is a causative greatness. Something caused you to be great in the presence of, okay, your fathers, see? Your fathers in the presence of, so basically take the whole sentence and switch it around. You were caused to be great in the presence of your fathers. See? I can look any of this up that you want me to. This part, let me explain it. We got to do the grammar. So this Mba is really a prepositional phrase. If I come here to the TLA, it'll show you. And we should familiarize ourselves with Mba because a lot of the times it'll just, right now it's say in the presence of, but sometimes you will see it Mba and you're just going to say, but let's see if it'll just be before or after. Let me see. I did it wrong always. Let me see. Mba. Here it go. Now look, these aren't M-bas. Look, before, in front of. If you just get an M-ba, this is a prepositional phrase, right? Where you got a preposition. See, this is what I'm saying. A preposition can't lead off a sentence, right? Because it's supposed to connect two nouns. But a prepositional phrase can. So if you see an M at the beginning, you already got to know. If it's not the very, very, I think I might even be messing up. But if it's not the very rare case of the M of negation, because there's a very rare case of the M of negation a lot of people ain't familiar with, where an M verb would be used to negate the following sentence. If it's not that, then entertain that M that you see at the beginning as the start of a prepositional phrase, and look to see if what follows it is forming a phrase instead of just a preposition and a noun. So M-ba right here is showing us it could mean just locally, before or in front of, before, earlier, temporally. So that's what we're talking about here. Now go back. Because if it could be before or in front of temporally, and that's just the little shit I worked out already. If it could just be before or in front of temporally, then we got temporal is in the sense of time, and ancestors is about time. So instead of saying in the presence of, it's like your ancestors before you, because it could be used temporally. Your fathers before you feel me, made you great. Now I see why this is a causative S. Aha! You gotta figure that shit out, man. Richard Pryor style, right at the pyramid. Make them run out and lock me in. They gonna lock me in. Hey, if they lock me in the tombs, I'm really gonna summon some shit, bro. I'll go claustrophobic. That'll be the way you really see lock me in the tomb. That whole shit gonna start shaking. I don't like small spaces, bro. But look, this is the causative S that I love us to know. Let me just show you this. The TLA is good for using grammar, learning grammar. Dictionaries is not. Watch this. You could take the S and simply pop it in the TLA. Watch this. I'm just going to put an S, and it's going to tell you. Watch this. So let's say right here, taxes gold. This is an actual word with an S. Eventually, okay, we got an S for the common substantive. Taxes, this S is at the root. Let me see if it'll show you. Oh, I gotta probably put the S hyphen, huh? Well, I got grammar books open, so it's better ways to show you. I'll come to Hoke. Last time I put dash WY to bring us here. This is J.E. Hoke's work. For the causative S, I'm gonna put S and then a hyphen. And it's gonna take us to when he's talking about the causative S. I mean, sometimes I'm just getting caught up out here ancient. It's taking me to these other ones. Hold up, though. Eventually, I'll be able to find it like this. So basically, when you put an S on the beginning of a verb, it causes that action. Oh, there you go. Right here, told you. Now it click. So let's read it. Egyptians did not have a complex system of derived conjugations found in the Semitic and other Afro-Asiatic languages. The only derived conjugation in standard use is the S causative stem, formed with the prefix S. Possible vestiges, let me drink something. Possible vestiges of other earlier stems may be preserved in verbs with N prefix. And we should work that out because I believe what he's saying is true, but Egyptologists hadn't worked that out. This is why we could translate the king's name to one from the south. But su isn't a verb, though. Nevertheless, let's not confuse anybody. We're talking about when you find an S amended to the beginning of a verb you already know. Now it says, but they are probably fossilized in only a few roots and are treated as separate vocabulary terms, as are also those also those used in the S causative. All right. So they're probably fossilized into the root. Meaning that if they got fossilized in the root, we ain't got no way to know that it wasn't part of the root at one time. When we found the root, it had that on it already. And we thought it was a longer word. It said roots that are used in the S causative stem are listed under the letter S in all dictionaries. See? And that's a problem. Because you might think semen is actually the word right here. But semen ain't the word. Let me show you. Semen ain't the root. The word is semen, but the root is men. Men means to establish. So now you know what semen means, to cause to be established. To cause establishment. That's the causative S, and it's hella easy to remember. And you'll see it on words that you know, like ankh. If ankh is life, and that's a verb, and you put a causative S in front of it, what do they translate for that? They often say in living, or because they don't like to say cause to live, but they often say in living for that or whatever. You feel me? So now we go back to what we dealing with, a causative S that we just noticed. Because how did I notice this? Because you know this root already, dude. 2 A's. Let me show you. Take 2 A's, put them in the TLA. It's going to say great or power. Right? So go. I guess I'll make a small A and a big A first to see if that's right. Look, there go the word. Great one. Look. Great one, elder. See the word? Let me make it bigger. What you see is and then it's spelled out So this glyph is the biliteral that got both these other sounds in them. I mean, we don't know the sounds really, so they use these to mark it. Is what we say, right? And it's written out. Now they say the taller one, the elder one, the distinguished one. It's the great one. Look, the greatness in size, greatness, see? So we come back to here and we see with a causative S on the front. It means to make one great, right? And then now it's dative. So this means to you, cause greatness to you, cause you to be great. Feel me? Cause greatness to you? Nah, bro, no King's English. Cause you to be great. All right, now we got to deal with this, but this ain't hard. It was just broken up text. This is simply a P, a S, a SH, and a T. Peshech. And I think I looked it up this morning. I think it's like a portion. PSST, PSST. It is a share, it's a portion. Now, certain things like these X's, when they start popping up like that, it lets you know that you ain't really doing math or nothing, but something being split up or something, a lot of the times. And this says a share, a portion, half, or distribution. So if we go back here, this is a portion, right? Now this is their. So that's their portion, just like the Bible, bro. Never mind. Remember they was getting their portions? Well, here go their portion, and then we come back up here. Look, bow. Who's next? Whose portion? Now y'all got to deal with this because the word Kemet is next. You see? So they talk about ancestors, right? And your ancestors before you, right, caused you to be great, caused greatness unto you. Their portion, what is their division? This is their portion. And then we got these people right here. That's Egypt. He talking about people and a portion. There's black people. Well, let's keep going. Their portion, this can't be black community. This can't be Egyptians. That's just the stupidest shit. So I threw that out. You talk about ancestors, fathers, relation, blood relation. Before you made you great, right? Caused you to be great, caused greatness unto you. For you, by you, to you, belonging in you. No, it's not belonging to you, to you. And this is their division. Their division is what? Kemet? Now we got to keep reading. Because what it appears to say after this is M. Kapresh. M is now Kemet being a noun here, a pronoun for these people. Not a toponym. Nothing here to make you think toponymic. Their portion, how do you say that? Well, we got to read it all. M is in, Kapresh, it's going to be some type of power. So you put an X, a P, and an S. X, P, S, Kapresh. I got to put a capital a capital S. Sword, scimitar, skilled and armed, that ain't the one. Powerful. We gotta find the one spelled like we want it spelled. It's spelled out. It's spelled out, man. It's spelled out. There you go. The press right here is the conquer and the beat. Now I got this arm here, but on ours we got the man with the stick. Empower. Let's look. Let's keep and seeing what we're getting. Right? Beat, subdue. Power, force. Now we need the man with the stick, see? The strong arm. Thank you. Strength, power, biceps. All right? Strong arm. So this is the strong arm of the Pharaoh. We know about the strong arm of the Pharaoh. Well, it is said, when they write strong arm of the Pharaoh, they see Kapresh. They should see Kapresh. Because look, by Kapresh, your strong arm. See? There go now the grammar. A strong arm is a descriptive of an arm, but it's still a noun. It's a thing. It's a strong arm. So this is our noun. So this is our Kemet with the preposition by. Then we got strong arm. Now I think this might have been an arm, and I don't know what this was though. I looked at that for hella long. Oh, but it might have had to been something about the it might have been the leg of the Kapresh broken all up. Because this came from hieratic. So your strength or whatever. Now this is where I stopped. And this is where I wanted to stop. And this is where I started the video. And it's because I encountered mech in the middle of a sentence. Right? And so mech Oh, I don't want to be not on the screen with that. I want to be like this. So Mech, I'm asking myself here, why do Mech? So this might not be Mech. Mech is a particle, just a part of speech that ain't a noun, a verb, or an adjective or nothing. It's just like, hey, like yo, or behold, or lo. That's how they do it, right? But it's clearly Mech written right here, M-A-K, right? But it got the man with the stick after it. That's different. And then it got this after it, which is also different because this is an N-K. So that could have been dative too, but it got an E, so it starts to get tricky. So I'm thinking, since I see this NK, it's not supposed to be the particle mech, right? All right, Christopher came with, I told you, Chris, I wasn't, and I'm happy that you watching and you ain't said nothing yet. That make me feel like I'm getting better. Because, yeah, I knew this wasn't the particle mech. This is where I stopped. And so let me show people what I was going through. When I came here, mech, MK, when I'm looking for the particle, see, surely, indeed, and all that, these are just different ways to write it. That's the particle for it. But see, look at Chris's. To protect, to guard, the verb mech. Now, you're going to see them with the glyphs that we got on the screen right now. But that's where I was tripping. Let me see, mech, to protect. All right, so, yeah, now if this was Kapresh, and this might be something just left over from the hieratic, maybe your strength is protection for you. Well, but see, look, I'm stopping right here. I still think this is for you, right? For you. And so that would mean this is the next word, out. And they just got them so close together, they hard to parse. But when I start getting the color crayons to parse, it make it very much easier. Let me show y'all. I'm just gonna do it right now because it make it hella easier. So let me snip it real quick. And I suggest if you're doing some real homework, it's not a bad thing to use color coding for your parsing because it'll help you remember not to fall off. Right? So now I can do this like this. And we come back to where was we at? Hold on, man. Every time I do that, you need to see this line at the bottom. Oh, how did I do that? Did this line be disappearing? All right, hold up. Don't mind me. We're gonna keep it popping. So now here is gonna be a little bit easier to see what we're doing. If the line to pop on the bottom of the screen when I need it. So back here where I was very uncertain, I think we worked that part out. So let's start from the Kemet line, and I'm gonna use the highlighter, right? It should be so we can see through it. So people know this is the whole reason why I'm reading the whole text anyway. And we know they got translations to it, but sometimes you gotta dive in by yourself. So that's our Kemet now, and that's what I say is a noun for people. And there's nothing toponymic in that, in the way it's written. I argue that it shouldn't be a Kemet to you, and we got plenty of instances like this one right under it with the same thing that says pot is not making us say pot to you. We just saying pot, there's those people. And I think this is the sign right here, Kemet, those people. But nevertheless, I don't want to start on that. I think we're making good progress. And so if this is the preposition M, this next word was Kapresh, and that is the leg of the ox. Now that I zoomed out, we can all see the leg of that ox right there, right? So this is our word Kapresh, and we looked that up for the strong arm. Now this is the pronoun. So maybe I'll use a color code, prepositions in green, and pronouns in this burgundy. This is the your. So now that we keep on showing you the your, now he said protection. Shout out to Chris for coming with this. I'll just put this word in blue. This mech is protection, and that's part of the word is helping you determine it. Now, this is what I'm dealing with. See, this is why color coding helps a lot. Wait, can I make it bigger or smaller? Because when I get to this, I see an NK. Right now, I would make the mistake of going NKE, thinking that this reed leaf is a part of this, but knowing the grammar prevents me from doing that. Not knowing the grammar, you're going to be limited to what you know about group writing and blocks, and you're going to just block this up wrong. You might, I know I definitely would have, I've done it plenty of times before, and searched for that word indefinitely and not found it. Then you try to limit it down to a neck, and you're like, what's neck? You know this ain't about compilation or what have you, and so no term neck would be adequate. And so now I'm learning a little bit about the grammar. I'm going to entertain this first. First, I am really going to look to see if it could be a sagittal NF. Is this a verb? Protection. It's protecting. You have protected. See, I don't think that's what it is. I think this is data. So these are the only, I mean, not the only options. These are the most plentiful options for when you see this NK following a word like protection. So I would render for you. This is data. If I'm incorrect, please help correct that for the chat. So this is, how could I do this if I was doing this in this color? This is still the same thing as this, as y'all notice. It's still the pronoun helping, and it comes after the word. It's like strong arm your. So it's your strong arm. Then it's protection, but we got something before the your. Notice that? We got this in. Now this is your strong arm, but this is protection for you. That's what it appears to say. People in the power, you have protected the ancient ways of time. Okay, yep. Now we are at the protection for you. You have protected. You have protected. So you saying this is a Sejum NF. Okay, great. And that's what I was analyzing, whether it was dative. So what Chris is saying is that these, I should put both of these maybe in the same color and know that they were attached to this to say you have protected, right? Great. Now let's get on this last word, which we could find in a dictionary. I thought this was, but you said the ancient ways. So I don't see issue as ancient ways though, right? But I'll look it up. Because I was looking at IWT. You put ISWT, possibly because of this thing that he has a question mark over. Now let me show you how I render something different. When I put IWT, I seen it and it was something different. Let me see. IWT. Not that, we know it's not that. But one of them had that little let me see if I can go back. See how I got this with it? But I know it's not it either. But if we look at this one, it do got that leaf over there. But let's keep looking. And I'm gonna show you the one that I thought I settled on. Not praise. Not who, to come or to return. You know, I know that's not that because it don't got no feet. It got that leaf. So now I'm gonna put in what you put and show people how that one, not knowing what this one glyph, Chris is referring to his knowledge of the language. So he ain't got no question mark right here. He's thinking he can fill that in. And so when I put ISWT, there it go. Pop right up, look. See? See that little thing right there? So ancient times. Since ancient times, then I guess we got to put protected the ancient ways. All right. So what's to say about this your portion stuff up here? Because Kemet comes after this. And we do know that this is PSSHT, and we see the X and the papyrus roll. So this is all a portion or something, a division. And this is the pronoun there, right? So if Kemet is after that, this reminds me of the Bible when they was like, your portion is Israel. Your portion is Kemet. I'm saying, help me with that. What's going on with that? Anybody, Brother Reggie, Chris, what's up with your portion or your division of the black people, of the black community of Egypt? I don't care what you say here. I just would like to know. We can toil over that later. I just want to know how the portion is related. Their portion. And then it got Kemet next. Anyway, we're going to keep on reading to see how far we can get. So we got this reward. Now the next word is a word that is only transliterated P-A-T, not Patu. I know I keep saying that, but my argument is when we see A1, B1, and Z2, we're not mandated by any grammatical rule to put a TU there. These are just people or dignitaries. So if this word meant the ancient ways, is it the ancient ways or times of the dignitaries? Well, let's keep reading. M, I think this next is a preposition. So I'll put it in green like this one. Oh, I messed up over here. It shouldn't be green. Gotta go back, bro. Gotta have my color code right. It helps you understand it. Then we go to, these are blue too. Say people. Then the preposition gonna be in green. M. So they people in. Now, you know this next word? I'm not gonna say all the words. Secure. I think this is a different type of power. Their portions and the commit to you with your power. Nah, you messed up that TU, bro. I know, we're going to argue about that forever. But you won't be able to prove it just like the other Egyptologists I'm debating with now. Using your resources, you won't be able to show good examples of the retinue TU, right? Or I'm saying a rule that mandates that we put a TU on it when we see these people back there. I think Reggie came with the best one earlier. He said, Kim Wet. I know it sounds like I'm off on a limb, but I'm going to have to prove that this is Kim Wet, bro. I know that sounds weird. Trust me, Chris. Don't even trip. We're going to keep going. Now, this is a different type of a power. Secure, I think, or it could be secure, SKR. No, that's not causative. SKR, right? Wait, what's it? XR? Let me look. No, that's where I'm at. SXR, I'm tripping. SXR. The overthrow, secure, y'all see that? Secure, not Shakir. Secure. So this is the, you overthrew Here's his pronoun again. You overthrew. Somebody going to put this word up here. I mess it up all the time. I know it right now. I'm about to put it up here. It's I, capital T, I-T, right? But I messed this word up a lot. This one. I will put I-T, I capital T-I-T. I know I'm wrong. I capital T-I-T. Yeah, I told you. I capital T-I. Yep, I am close. I think it's I capital T-I, huh, this word. Yeah, it's I capital T-I. All right, I got it. I capital T-I with a T. So this is to seize or to carry off. To conquer, I'm sorry. To conquer. Help me out if I mess up. To conquer, yeah, it's to conquer. All right, it's to conquer. There you go, right here. So I don't mess it up that bad. Now we see this arm and a, so we see an arm and an end. Now, I'm just going to say something about this. This could be them writing simply the word by with the wrong A. Because what is on? It ain't no single stroke under this A. It ain't. I appreciate that you think that that works. That means a lot to me, Chris. Because if you think that that works, then I feel like I could probably argue that somewhere, like, you know what I'm saying? But this A with this N, I'm tripping off. So I think this is just the preposition by, written with the wrong A. Do that sound weird? Because we know what this is right here. Ba'u, his soul powers, right? So what is this by his soul? It says seized by your power, the power of your soul or whatever. Am I on? Is this by on? I'm gonna draw it in as a preposition with green until somebody correct me. Because I know on written the other way. Why would it have a hand and then an end? Or maybe this arm was a part. Oh, maybe that arm is the determinative on the C's. Let me go look. Yeah, they got one with an arm, see? So that's what I'm thinking. Look, they got one with an arm. So maybe this arm right here should be in blue as the final determinative on that word. Now that group writing is all messed up, but since it would only be a preposition after it, it wouldn't be messed up. So tell me if I did that wrong or not. Because then if that's the case, this makes sense. Yeah, I think that's like that, yep. So that means seized by your, and the your is way back here. But it's still the same thing, so I gotta show people I didn't do the whole word. That's considered part of the word too. So this would be like, I keep saying seized, but I want to find a better word. Taken, brung, robbed, to use, to pull, carry off. Take, to taken, to carry off, to seize. All right, I'm gonna say seized. But and this is ba'u, right? So, all right, cool. So now I think I can read it from the top, from the beginning, like in English. See, I'm trying to get my English up. We're going to reiterate over here. Oh, this is where you wasn't here, Chris. I argued that this is a how exalted because of the we at the end. See, look at the we at the end. So we know the root word to exalt or to praise, right? I think this is exclamatory to say how, excuse me, damn. How exalted is the Netcher root? How exalted I should make this blue. Is that a how? What do you say for this first word? I say how. Highway. Highway. Or how high, like Red Man and Method Man. Or the Netcher, and then we got this word. Too bad I gotta put it in the same color. I don't. I'll just change colors to purple. And this, how joyful. Okay, exactly. As long as I knew it was a how in there. How joyful. I'll take that. I just knew that how was coming from this we. Yeah, okay. It's an adjective. How joyful are the Netteru? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go back to where we was at. I just wanted to make sure that was right. Let me see. So now everybody know this. When you see an ankh next to the bird, well, I don't want to mess it up. Everybody don't know this because you can see an ankh next to a bird and it could be the living Horus, right? So I'm sorry. Instead, when you see this ankh, you know that's life at least, right? But check this out. You got an uchik after it. So it changed the verb class of the verb. Now, I'm going to say, we know when we put an uchik, it implies that there's now an entity inside of that word. So this is one who lives, right? One who lives. This is me saying that, and I know I'll be corrected if I'm wrong. One who lives, and now we got this, and so people wouldn't know what this is. And I haven't done this earlier in preamble. I'm just reading right now off the top. This is the two banks. Oh, why did I put it in the wrong color? My brain needs to learn how to work more systematically. Like when I try to do things like this, formats and stuff, I be messing up the format. So this is the two banks in Debwe, right? In Debwe, because we gotta say it's two of them, so we put the Y on there. And Deb, but I shouldn't say way. And Debbie, maybe. Because you gotta say a Y at the end for it to be two of them, right? And Debbie, or something like that. Now we got something that's really weird. A M, a N, and a R. N, R. Oh, okay. Neru. The banks. So this must be a preposition M. I'll make it green. Because it would say those who live. Oh, one who lives. Well, I mean, is it those or one? And in living, hold on. And in living the two banks? Now we got to take that back, Chris. How, I don't understand how is Anku in living. I know I need to learn probably more about how this is formed. But I know Sa'ank, we both agree Sa'ank is to in living. Oh, somebody way back in the video when I was talking about Jam and J, my rap name. All right, so I know Sa'ank is in living. But how's Anku in living? Anku, one who lives, right? All right, now I gotta go to the dictionary. All right, now I'm just looking at the Anku in here. Secure captive lives, but captive ones who are living. Not captive in living, but hold on. The living. So this is what I'm saying. Because in living is to bring life to one. And this isn't in living in the two banks. I don't think. Again, I'm not speaking authoritatively. I'm just giving my perspective of what I think it says. I'm thinking it says, well, the living is one who lives. And this is an Anku. Well, what? Let me see. Anku, the living. The living. So here's the thing, and you know we got a debate about this, and this is why I'm standing my ground on this. Okay, the reason why I'm standing my ground on it is because you know I don't think they in living the ground like that or the earth. They in living inanimate like living things like life. So that's why I was on that. But you said not in living here, it seems to mean bind. Okay. Let me see though. Anku. Anku, the living. Now this is what I was saying, those who live. Just to qualify my rendition of Anku. Right? But let's see how you say it might mean bond. Oh, binding the two banks. I feel you. But let's show people in the dictionary that bind is an option. Right? The living, those who live, the symbol of life, sandal strap. Hold up. Vases, blocks of alabaster garlands. The living. Well, I don't know, but we got to see bind in there. I know your vocabulary is extensive, but I'll be trying to show people everything in a dictionary so they can see that how we come to these conclusions. I don't see bind in the dictionary, but it might be that I'm just missing it. So I'm gonna just go with, in my homework, I will put those who live, but it don't say no upon. They could have put the upon. So I see why you said, and it live in the two banks. But I'm just still thinking, there's a word coming for fear. All right, let's keep going. But first, let me slow down because I got lost. Oh, you talking about this word right here? I do know a word near for fear. I hope this Niru ain't fear. Hold on. I know that word for fear, the NR word for fear, NR. Terror, see? You talking about that NR is fear? Well, it must be, because if you said fear, like terror is fear. Or neri, fear. NR, so I think you're right. Neru is fear, but so what, they fear his mother? Yep, they fear his mother, because this is mudef. Oops, that's not a preposition. So words that are that run together, I gotta change it from the color blue to purple, because this is still a noun for mother. Fear is an adjective or whatever, I guess, right? It's a thing, I guess it's a noun. I don't know what fear is, but this is moot, right? And then we got X, so that's your mother. Binding the two banks with your fear. Okay. I know that might be right, and I think I read this before. I'm talking about the translation, and that's what it say there. But Chris, the homework, he said the vulture is part of the word. Oh, okay, that's a vulture. Oh, yes, yeah, I thought that was the vulture for moot, but yeah, vulture is part of the word. All right, I'm gonna go back to what I was. It was not your mother, it's your fear. Now look, where was we just at? We'll talk about this later, how you're getting binding. Oh, I know how you're getting it. So are you talking about the fact that a sandal strap is tied together, which makes the ankh, which renders a definition to bind? I just never seen bind, but we could deal with that later. I trust your vocabulary. So what's this next word? Su, sus, sec. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Su, like this would be like the Sioux, like it or whatever. Or wait, Sioux sack. What the heck is this? Let me try. First, I'm gonna put the long thing in there, but somebody already know. Let me see Sioux sack. Oh, I got stuck on Sioux sack. So first, I just put the Sioux right to bring me back. Let me go look. That is different, but I'm gonna show y'all. So here go the Sioux. He, him, it, and it could be spelled out Sue, and then sect would have to be something, or it could be sus. What if it's sus? You sus, bruh. Let's see if there's an ancient Egyptian word for sus. Oh man, y'all was sus, bruh. Let me see. Sus is a word, but this ain't it. Destroy or expose. Oh, we got this little circle at the end. Oh, you said South by Southwest, bro? I know if you would have put the X where the W is, it would have been the abbreviation for a music festival in Austin, Texas called South by Southwest. It's SXSW. But I'm going to look that up. Thank you. So you said it was what I said at first. It's Susek. Susek. Let's see what Susek means. See, this is how you get your real vocabulary up, not by looking through a dictionary all day, like I used to do. Susek. It's to widen. Susek. Susek, to extend. Susek, to stretch wide. Ooh, Susek. Oh, I can't wait to rip it. Susek. All right, let me see. Here goes Susek. It means to stretch wide. So it must go all the way to this way back here. Susek, stretch wide for you. Oh, you have stretch wide. So is this dative or just tell me, is this dative or Sejm NF? And I already know. Now, my question is, how am I to know? You said, and you have made. Okay. Let me go back to Susek's definition. So I'm trying to focus on the grammar right now, right? To make, widen. So you saying this is a Sejm NF, basically. You, because look, y'all, here go the pronoun. You have. Yeah, okay, I appreciate it. So I'm going to have to learn, do you go Sejm NF first and then dative second and then nef third? Like, I got to have my order. When I see them nefs after a verb, I'm just going to think Sejm NF first, then second think dative, and third thing. But it got to be a more clear way to know when it's dative, right? Yeah, okay, that's it. Sejm NF first, dative second, and then nef and all that third. And neck, I mean third. All right, cool. Correct is this next word. It appears to be right here. So that if this is y'all, so y'all know that would be you have, but I forgot what this widen. That's right. In that order, I look for the subject first. Yep. Thank you. And I'm gonna start developing that method to help me get through the text hella easier. So all I see is well, I said correct, but I'm not remembering the meaning of that. So I'm gonna go XRT for everybody to see. Then the objective, then the data. Oh, okay. I got XRT, objective. I gotta remember. It's a beautiful day on the West Coast. I'm in Central California, and I think, damn, what am I doing so wrong? Every time I do this, dog. Like, it's not too many different ways to do an X. Hey, how you doing? I'm about to stop this stream anyway. XRT, what's up with you? Huh? All right. All right, let me get ready to, these lights. This ain't it, man. And I'm getting pulled away right now. Hopefully, I only did 2 hours, so I'll be able to come back. And you have made abundant there good stuff. So let me zoom through this real quick, because, yeah, now let's just read it. Because down here, people will start messing up reading this. I'm just going to read fast now. He said, you have made abundant there good stuff. So I guess the correct was the good stuff. Because here goes the pronoun there. I'm going to try to read the next part, just quick English. This word, jam, this is a word for children, youth. It's a different word for youth. Some people might be familiar with it. It's not like Kared or Neferu, but this is youth. Now we got X, so it's your youth of somehow. Correct me when you see me fall off, Chris. I definitely know that this is John. Y'all can look that up. This is your youth, and then we got, what? Netchess? Netcher. Netch. NTCH. I'm gonna try NTCH. Nope, that's not a word. It say unknown. Those? Bind or tie? We're not talking about binding and tying no little kids, bro. I see an S set, Netch set. It looked like a set. Let me try it one more time. NTCH S. Yep, it is a word. Netch set. A sandbank? Netch set. That don't make no sense. Oh, it is a throne up next to it too, now that I look at it. Come look at this. That he didn't know what this was next to it. Maybe that was a throne. Dama was young men or troops. Yep, thank you. So I said youth. Yep, you're right. They're like young troops. Your young troops. But then help me with this, Netch set. It looks like it says. And the determinative is way back here. So if I was parsing this, let me show people my process. Since I don't know the word, I'm looking for this part first, Netch, without the S, because I'm thinking group writing, right? And when I put an NTCH in the dictionary, nothing popped up. To bind or to tie, it might it might be this those, dog. Are all of these, you look, this is where I'm messing up. So it got a set after it though. Is it this? No, that's a garment. Well, it really ain't in the dictionary because I just passed that section. I can figure that out, but I'm gonna keep going. And I think this is where a set for a place. But hey, I don't know this word. Netch set. Maybe the word I don't know, I'm gonna put in a different color. Orange, so I can come back to it. Somebody will figure this out. Maybe that's 2 words. But then we got to give after that. It says Ra, but that's not Ra. This is a RDNF. So you see a verb. Chris told me just like we did, think Sejm NF first. So first I'm thinking Sejm NF. And this appears to be a Sejm NF because this means to give RD. So it's not give to him because that'll be dative. This is he has given, or he has let, or he has allowed. So I'm going to put these in the same color I've been putting them in. Now you can see how much this stuff be repeating, huh? And when you color code it, really, you can start seeing the grammar. But next we got reg. Now, what's reg? Redu is some feet. What's red? Oh, we looked, this is red. What's red? So since we know that this is the pronoun here, sin, we can already see the word we're dealing with. Sin, the suffix going to this word, which is red. But we did see the word reg with the DG, but RD stands for feet. It's something about feet, see? It'd be, redu is feet, 2 feet. But I want to see what RD is by itself. Tap read is to give instructions or tasks. Tap read are some rules, but I just need the RD without the tap, homie. A foot. I knew it was a foot. But how long? That don't look like a foot. I need something that look like that. A foot, even when it's a stick, it's a foot. You got the flesh is a foot. Oh, here we go, a plant. So we just don't want the plant, we want to grow or to be prosperous. To grow, reg, to grow, to shoot up, or shoot off of a tree. Also, a redu is a tomb shaft, but these ain't got our determinative. So we know this is to grow and to be prosperous. We can fill that in. Man, you know how long they be taking to do this in the Egyptology class doing their homework? And I'm not belittling them, they just started. All right, so now let's go back to that word. To grow, so now their growth, they grew. Oh, it was like your young ones, remember? Okay, your young, this is the word I don't know. Your youth or your young soldiers, your young gang, your damu, right? You have allowed their growth. You have let them grow. How'd I do with that one? Now we're going to do this next line. Even though my wife be like, you too strong on that Medu Netter. Is this Amaki, the revered one? Amak, the revered one, but this is Amaki, one who is revered. This is Amakiu. Damn, it's hell of them. The revered ones of you, your revered ones. You tell me, the ones you respect. You tell me how to do this, because it's hell of them. This is a long ass word. This is Amaki, which means to revere. But if you put the reed leaves, that makes it a revered one. And then you put the uchik, that make it plural. So revered ones. And then you put the man with the 3 strokes, so it's definitely revered ones. Your revered ones. I wouldn't say that. Yo, how do I say it in African American vernacular English? Your real ones. Yo, respected partners. Your revered ones. Now y'all see this, you have allowed, you let them do that too. Chris, you help me out because I'm going to always look at these as Sejm NF first instead of thinking it's equally could be data. So now y'all see that what we see again, you have let, you have allowed, you have created. Since they're talking about your revered ones, I'm not going to say you have created. Say you have let or you have allowed. But what have you allowed? Renpi? Renpi. Name, P, Renpi. I think this is all one word because I see this right here. Look. This is what's making me think it's all one word. Because that could be a Rempet, right? But it'll be something about their years. Renpi. Let me look it up. RNPY. Yep, it's a Renpi word. Look, youthful. Oh, I messed up. I did see that. I knew I seen it. And I was close. It's Renpi, youthful and fresh. It's youthful and fresh. So we wasn't wrong. This is one long word. Oh, Renpi. Because how did we know this was Renpi? Because a Ren is a name, right? And we know his name ain't P. It just don't look right. Like nothing made sense. And then you see a Renpet right here. If you see a Renpet right there, you pretty much know this is Renpi. Renpet got to do with a year or a regnal year or what have you. So they're saying this means youthful. So this means your revered ones, you have made youthful. No, you can't make them youthful. You can't let them be youthful. Yeah, you're going to say you have made youthful, right? Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was years, but this is Renpi, I think, is going to go with youthful. Yeah. Let me see. And, oh, wait a minute. Because now we got the land next. It got to make sense. So it might not be youthful. But even though they got this right here. No, yeah, you have made them youthful. Now he's just starting off talking about the two lands. You have made youthful the two lands by, oops, wrong color for the preposition color is green. Did I not see another preposition since way up here, bro? Nope, here go one. Let me make sure they all right. Yeah, there ain't no other prepositions. I mean, you know, such in a, yeah, okay. So this is the extent or the limit, huh? The two lands by the limit, pay is the limit, right? Your limit, the two lands in your limit. Somebody gonna help me. The two lands in your limit. Your reach, the two lands in your reach. Petty is the word. All right, petty. P-H-T-Y. You know what I used to do? I used to go drive them cars, the gas cars. I think I'm about to go do that. Or go bowling, one of the two. We need some recreation. You know them gas cars, you go go-karting, like K1 speed. Oh man, I used to put up numbers at them places. When I go into a hobby, like I'll be going into a hobby, I got hella time on my hands, right? So I might, if I want to start driving them cars, I might put a budget towards it and then pick the days. I'll be there 9 to 5 type shit. So then by the time y'all see me, you just think I'm good at something. I'm just practicing hella hard. All right, here we go. I know it means strength, but I'm seeing it as a distance. Petty, let's see. Strong, see, we know it means strength, but can we get it as a distance too? Strong, mighty, powerful, strong, virility. Ooh, I gotta remember to look that up for virility. Strong, so I think it's just gonna stay with strong. Pay is reach. Oh, here we go. But pay got the petty on it, but it don't got the legs. if this had the legs on, it got a man with a stick, so this is strength. So the two lands are in your strength, your grasp. Is it a grasp? Control, huh? Reach are in your reach, attain, finish. I mean, they're not in your strength. They're in your, I mean, you know, whatever, we got it. Yes, your strength. Or with, okay. With your strength. Now we got this mech again, which means protection, remember? See, when I stopped earlier, I didn't have no help. So I went to all my books and I started reading about the particle mech. Because I didn't think the particle mech could appear in the middle of a sentence like that. And so this isn't the particle mech, it's the word mech that's giving us protection. And then this is you have protected. Because first I'm thinking Sejum Enough first. So this is you have protected. Now what did he protect? You see what he protected. I'm going to say the walls, right? In Jeb or whatever, the walls, their walls. Oops, I gotta put that in another color. You protected their fortress, their walls, their what? You have protected their walls. Yep, exactly. You have protected, what color should I put that in? Their walls. Now we almost done. I ain't doing that bottom part. I'm just gonna do this. Maybe I can end right there and finish this on the next part. Because my wife and family. Yeah, all right, but there's one down here I want us to read. So if you pull this text up, you can screenshot it. Because this is what I want to focus on later. Where did it go? Wasn't it one with a camera down here or something? No. All right, I appreciate everybody watching this show, man. It's cool. And thanks for all the help, Brother Reggie, Chris, Immortal. Appreciate y'all. I need to eat. All them hats came too? Woohoo! I can't wait till this business week. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to document it. All right, I appreciate y'all. I'm gone. Be back later, probably, with another stream, learning my grammar. All right. Oh, we did that with no training wheels, though. So let me show people how far we got in one little sit-down session. Feel me? We know from the top, at least to right there, we good. Now, if we finish it and you do every ancient Egyptian text, right? If we do every text, then you'll remember them all when people start talking about them. Appreciate that, Chris. All right, I'm up out of here. About to make something of myself for the day.